Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips leaders and their teams to achieve their greatest potential. This show is sponsored by the CLC team, and they provide individual and team coaching, team building workshops and seminars, and a brand new mastermind group that begins on April 1st. And the best part is, CLC offers all of their services either in person or virtually. Find out more about them at clcteam.com. Hey, hope you're leading well today. And today, I want to talk about how there are leadership lessons literally everywhere we look, and how we often just don't see them, or we just blow them off as a problem or a challenge and complain about them and or maybe totally avoid them. So have you ever gone through a difficult situation, and when it's all said and done and resolved or fixed, you look back and say to yourself something like, man, that was a great lesson I learned there? Well, I know I have, and I know I do very often actually, but not nearly often enough. And I'd be willing to bet that just about everyone falls into the same predicament. You see, far too often, we are simply too close to our problems and or challenges to see the value in them and what lesson we can learn from them. Many times, even if people warn us not to do something, we think to ourselves, man, we can do it, because we think of ourselves as different from the previous people who tried. We're better, right? And we could figure out our way through. And then we experience what they actually warned us about. And only then we may see why things are done the way they are. Now, I'm not saying this is always the case, but we can take a lot of pride in our abilities. And we don't like to be told that we can't do something. Well, I have a knack for seeing leadership opportunity in just about every situation. And yet I still miss many learning lessons because I'm just too close to the situation. Sometimes I just can't see things that may actually be obvious to other people around me. And even if they tell me, I may doubt them. I say all of this to challenge you to speak up more often when you see somebody going through a difficult situation, especially when you see the opportunity to learn from the situation. Many times, their unfortunate situation is an obvious learning lesson to us, but we don't say anything. And I think we should. I think we should take advantage of every opportunity to learn from nearly everything we do. I recently had a conversation with a podcast listener who said that we never stop learning because we'll never know everything, and that things constantly change. And that is especially true when it comes to leadership. That is exactly the point that I'm making here, because if we start looking for the leadership lessons around us, we'll begin to see them and learn from them. And we should encourage others to tell us about the lessons that we may be missing. Hey, let's face it, recognizing our faults that may turn into leadership lessons is not always the easiest to see, because our blind spots often hide them. The people around us, however, they are seeing it from a different, non-objective viewpoint. Now, this is another huge advantage of belonging to a mastermind group. And as the group becomes closer, man, we all get to know each other. We get to know what we want and our desires and aspirations, our strengths, our natural talents. And in knowing all this, we are in a great position to help each other learn and grow on a continuous basis. Now, if this is something that you want to have, man, I want to encourage you to fill out an application for the current mastermind that begins on April 1st. Once you fill out an application, I'm going to schedule a call with you, and we're going to discuss whether or not this mastermind is a right fit for you. Please visit clcteam.com and click on the Mastermind tab in the upper right-hand corner, or just click on the link in today's show notes. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for listening. Please join us again tomorrow, because we're going to be talking about the impact of COVID on leadership and your followers. Until then, run to your challenges.